welcome back to Sunshine Acres. I'm Jason.
I'm Kara.
I appreciate y'all being here. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Want to reiterate a couple things. What we do on this channel, Kara and I, we've got about 13 acres out in the country and that we developed from woods to what we have now. And the purpose of this channel is to just kind of document what we do in and around the property and bring you along for that ride. We do a lot of...
I'm taller.
Yeah. You're not taller.
Sorry to interrupt you.
But what I was getting ready to say on this video is like, hey, we're getting ready to do something different. But I feel like I've said that the last 4 or 5 videos. So that is kind of what we do around here. We do something different all the time. And today is no exception. We're in the kitchen today and we're going to be making squash, cucumber, or is that zucchini?
That's cucumbers.
That's cucumber. So we're going to make squash, cucumber, and eggplant chips.
Yep, and in the dehydrator, we have several different flavor options we're going to look at. Maybe try barbecue, salt and vinegar, have a Mediterranean spice recipe for the eggplant. There's options we have to look at. Not fully decided on that yet.
Nice. And then after we get done with that, we're going to get some cucumbers out and do some quick pickling.
Yes, refrigerator pickles, so it's not really like canning. They'll be ready in a couple days. You eat them within a week, but it's super easy. It takes like 10 minutes to do it. So don't be scared of making pickles. I did it one time like a couple days ago and they turned out really good. So we're doing it again.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, they don't stay for as long as if you were truly canning something, but for us, I mean, instead of, if your garden looks like ours and you're pulling a million things out, that's all we're trying to show you today is some ways to preserve those and use them and
yeah, I don't like them going bad. I want them in my belly.
And I mean, everybody likes squash every once in a while, but I don't want to eat squash 3 times a day for 2 months. So.
Exactly. Switch it up.
So come along and we're gonna get after it in the kitchen.
Alright, so first step, well, we're going to start with the cucumbers. And I sliced the end off so we have a nice flat surface to run through this slicer thing. Might be called a mandolin, I'm not sure. I use my little ruler here to set up the depth gauge because I had read on several different recipes you want it between 1/8 and 1/4 of an inch thick. So kind of went right in the middle of those at 3/16, and I did a couple test slices earlier and they turned out pretty good. So we are just going to start slicing away with our cucumber here, and it makes nice even chips about that thick. So I guess it's kind of on preference if you want them thinner or thicker, but upon measuring them before, we'll double check. Right on 3/16 of an inch. Nailed it. So we're just going to get going on that for starters. And we'll go through all of those. And then when we start putting them in a bowl with olive oil, for most of them, we'll get a little olive oil and different variety of spices depending on what flavor it's going to be. The salt and vinegar one I want to do called for some apple cider vinegar. And barbecue one called for Worcestershire I found interesting, but we're going to try it. So I'm going to start slicing. So we're going to try dried barbecue cucumber chips on the Excalibur Dehydrator Recipes website. It calls for 3 large cucumbers, but we did 2 what I would consider extra large cucumbers, so I think that's going to suffice. I like to mix them all together rather than just start dumping things on there because I like them to be all even. So I am going to use my little spoons here. Okay, I love this when people do this. This is on the ingredients list. Nowhere in the instructions does it tell you when to put it. I would think put it on the cucumbers and then put the spices, right?
Sure.
That makes sense rather than oil, have something to stick to it.
Yummy.
Yummy. Alrighty.
Alright, so now I'm just going to start putting them on trays to go in the dehydrator. Put your chips on each tray and then slide it in and put the cover on. And then set your timer for how long you want it to go for with the temperature. And that's about it. So I'm going to load up this first bowl of chips.
We are moving on to our eggplant. So we have these, I guess they're baby eggplant. The recipe calls for baby eggplants, but we happen to get these from our farm share at the Wild Hope Farm in Chester. So the cucumbers are from our garden, but these are from our farm share. We are not currently growing these, but they are super fresh and they're kind of squishy. We'll see how they cut.
What's on for the eggplant recipe?
I'm going to do Mediterranean eggplant chips.
Ooh.
And this is going to use olive oil. It says a quarter cup. That seems like a whole lot. I don't think I'm going to start with that much. And then we're going to have smoked paprika, garlic powder, oregano, cayenne, salt, and pepper. So we're just going to toss that oil on there, put the seasonings on, and that'll be it.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Here's what we got. These are, help me remember what we got here. These are sour cream and onion cucumbers. Some more of those. Barbecue squash. Salt and vinegar squash.
Mediterranean eggplant.
Mediterranean eggplant. Barbecue cucumbers. Both of those. And then these are the extra spicy Mediterranean eggplant.
Yep, we have two versions. Spicy and spicier. I think they'll both be spicy. So the other day I tried making these easy pickles in the refrigerator and they came out pretty good, so we're going to make more. This is one of the ones I made already, and I'm no expert on this, but the first time they turned out good, so I would say that qualifies as easy. And we're gonna do it again. We already ate one whole jar of the two and only one left. So there's tons of recipes for this on the internet. Just look up either quick pickles, refrigerator pickles, and it'll give you different options. Most of them, it's some combination of water, vinegar. You can use white vinegar, rice vinegar, apple cider vinegar, depending what taste you want, and then all sorts of different things you can throw in there. We're gonna throw in some red pepper flakes, one bay leaf. This recipe calls for dill. Fresh dill is better. I don't have any of those, so we're using that. Black peppercorns, We're just using regular salt. You should always use pickling salt if you're actually canning, because that does not have anti-kicking agents like this does, I read. But this is fine for the quick ones. But still don't use anything with the iodine in it, because it can make things funny colors. So this is regular salt without iodine, not pickling salt. But it worked before, so we're doing it again. That's what I have. And some people will take the water and vinegar and heat it and pour it over the pickles, but you don't really have to. Just if you heat it and pour it over them, they'll be done sooner. But I think I like this way because then they kind of last a little bit longer. So we're just going to do it cold. So yeah, that's what's going in there. And I'm going to start by slicing my cucumbers into spears, and then we're going to make our little mixture in the jars. This recipe is for a quart or for 2 pints, but we're going to do double it and get us 4 jars. So I'm just going to get started. So that's it. We got our 4 jars of pickles done, and I had thought about doing like the mixture all in one bowl and then pouring it over all of them, but with the way these ingredients are, I didn't think that was a good idea, because I don't know if all the garlic cloves would end up in one jar and all the peppercorns in another jar. So there's only 4. It's easy enough to do it one at a time, so it's nice and even, and give them a good shake. And last time I had one after a day, it was fine, but I think 2 days was better. And then now those other ones are on like day 4 or 5, and
they're really good.
They're still crisp. So more pickles.